Welcome back to Legalese 123, where we are covering cases across America. Hello and welcome back to Legalese 123. I'm your host, Missy K. I hope everybody is doing well today on this Wednesday, the 22nd of January. Wow, a lot is going on out in the court world. Aaron Spencer case is blowing up. And when I say blowing up, oh my goodness gracious. The defense wants to recuse the judge in his case. And wow, lots of things going on there. I did a deep dive yesterday. I went through their motion, but since yesterday, they filed like a gazillion more motions. So I'll have to go over that in a moment when I have a minute to break things down. The crux of it is Aaron Spencer wants to have the judge removed for a variety of reasons, good reasons, but she's the ultimate one that gets to decide whether or not she will recuse herself. In the meantime, they have a hearing on Friday. So they already feel that there's bias against them with this judge, but now they have to go back up in front of her on Friday and see if they can get their witness in. It's quite explosive. It really is. But that's what happens in a small town when there's only two judges. The law enforcement is interconnected with the judge. It's a recipe for disaster. What's going to happen? We don't know. Is this going to go to trial next week? That is also the other portion to this. But more importantly, is he going to get a fair trial? Everybody deserves a fair trial, no matter what the circumstances are. So is he going to get a fair trial? That is what we are concerned with in the long run. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated about that. Aidan Carney, I shouldn't even have mentioned it. We thought we were on track to have that hearing this Friday. Nope, not going to happen. His defense attorneys asked for to switch it to next week. What's going to be happening? I don't know. But of course, I will be traveling next week. So I don't know what I'm covering and what I'm not covering and what's going to happen. But stay tuned, buckle up, make sure to like and follow so you know what's happening. And if you don't like the long format that I do when I go gavel to gavel coverage, I do YouTube shorts. I also do TikTok. I'm also on, you can go to my Facebook page. I throw a whole bunch of stuff up there as well. So like all those platforms and you'll get updated. What are we doing? You know, we are in the middle of the Brendan Banfield trial. What is this one about? If you haven't watched already, where have you been? We're on day 5, right? Day 5. Now it is the defense's turn to put on their case in chief. What are we going to glean from this? What are we going to learn? Are they going to present anything that is going to change the minds of the juries? Prosecution put their case in chief. They did the motion to dismiss. Didn't happen. So now what are they going to do? We do know there's a problem with law enforcement. Law enforcement says, hey, we don't agree. We think that Christine Banfield was the one manipulating her devices and asking for Joe Ryan to come over and do these things to her or with her, that she was consenting in this agreement, and that Brendan was the hero who came in and saved her from Joe Ryan. We don't know. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring this up. Court is already courting, just fine. We like to have a little bit of a zoom room. So we shall see what is going to happen. So let's buckle up, see how things are going to go.
Good morning. Good morning. Do we have any preliminary matters before the jury comes out? Yes. Could you put your microphone on for me?
I have a motion.
Yes, your motion.
Miss
Your Honor,
Penny,
this is a
we
motion
love
to
her.
dismiss the trial pursuant to due process requirements of the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. For the
What?
Commonwealth's knowing use of false testimony tainted the trial and must be dismissed pursuant to NAPU versus Illinois. I have the cases,
Interesting.
Judge, and I can submit those to you. I've given some to counsel. Unlike a motion to strike where we're talking about the sufficiency of the evidence, now the defense is making a motion to dismiss under NAPU versus Illinois. This is incumbent upon the moment that you realize what the violation is. And as of yesterday, when the Commonwealth closed, with no detectives, with no evidence relating to the digital forensics, which no evidence relating to the catfish, which has been what they've said all along. It was at that point when they rested that this became incumbent upon me to make this motion. Usually this motion is made in conjunction with a Brady request that's not complied with. It stands for the proposition that if the government knowingly uses false testimony, the trial is tainted, not just for credibility issues, and must be dismissed. In this case, and actually in the government failed to correct the testimony of a witness co-defendant who stated he was given nothing in exchange for his testimony when the prosecutor knew he was to receive favorable treatment from the sentencing court. This knowing falsity was enough to taint the trial, requiring reversal. For this, a bit of background is required. In September, the Commonwealth gave me a list of probably 65 witnesses. That was the last filed witness list with, that was probably when Mr. Clean was still on the case. There was no, pursuant to the discovery order, any witness list filed for the Commonwealth. It was only when I reached out that I was able to get a list of some names that they potentially might be using, of which Detective Miller, who's the digital forensic detective, was not on there, nor was Detective Bryant. In fact, there were very few police witnesses other than Detective Leach, who we did hear from. As the court notes, you've had this case from the beginning. You've seen the battles for Brady material, which we know were violated because ultimately what came was concluded to be Brady and was known to the Commonwealth back in November of 2024. In fact, even before that. Speaking specifically as to the things that were known or should have been known, is Detective Miller, for Fairfax County digital forensic expert at the time, did an executive summary that was in the October timeframe. In that, he says that Christine Banfield, he concluded that Christine Banfield never lost control of her devices. And it was she who was reaching out to Mr. Ryan and others on BDSM websites, thus thwarting the theory that the defendant was part of a catfishing scheme to lure Mr. Ryan to the Banfield home to set up a double murder. Detective Miller's report was sent to be peer reviewed as the chain of command did not like its findings. That peer review was concluded and they concurred with Detective Miller's report. This was known a year before Mr. Banfield's arrest and coincided with Juliana Magalhaes' arrest. During the almost 1 year that Juliana remained in jail, Juliana's counsel requested 2 continuances and never secured a digital forensic scientist. And it's unknown if he knew about Detective Miller's conclusions at the time that he decided to take to advise his client to take the actions that she's taken. When the co-defendant decided to accept the reduced plea for time served and her mother counseled her to take the plea and blame it all on Brendan, there was a highly unusual event for Fairfax County wherein the lead prosecutor for this case, Eric Klingen, questioned and interviewed Juliana in the presence of her counsel and some police detectives. In that video interview, she gave a statement in which multiple occasions of her version did not line up with digital forensics and could not have occurred. Detective Miller was then pressured by the detectives in the case to alter his findings to fit Juliana's story, to which he declined and prepared his summary for the homicide unit. He was then transferred without a request to the child exploitation unit. It can be concluded that as of October 2024, the police and the Commonwealth attorneys knew the evidence did not support the catfishing theory. When in October 2025, when she gave her first recant, there were police and prosecutors in there, yet the prosecutor was the one that was questioning. The absolute unprecedented upheaval of the homicide division has been well documented and is directly related to this catfishing theory that was pushed upon and also by the unsupported evidence. At the defense motion for bill of particulars in September, the court asked, is this still a viable alternative for the Commonwealth to prove catfishing, and the Commonwealth committed to that. However, as the evidence ends yesterday, Judge, we have nothing but Juliana Perez Magalhaes. That's, as to the motion to strike, I understand the court's position, but these findings and the evidence to support the finding that the Commonwealth knew or should have known is it within every aspect of this case at this point. So this is essentially a lack of candor issue, Judge, with the court, and it's in violation of Virginia State Bar Rule 3, which requires candor with the court. Rule 3.8 requires the Commonwealth to be the minister of justice, not just an advocate. Further, 3.8 requires a prosecutor to withhold indictment if there is no probable cause. At the time of Mr. Banfield's indictment, the police knew about Detective Miller's
Not going to
findings,
fly.
and Ms. Perez Magalhaes had not changed her story and accepted the Commonwealth's plea deal. These ethical requirements have not been met. But more troubling is the presentation of false evidence by the co-defendant. It is analogous to a prosecutor presenting the testimony of a victim in a rape case, knowing the DNA exonerates them, but doesn't present it. This known falsity denies the defendant a fair trial. This should be dismissed pursuant to NAPU versus Illinois as violator of the 14th Amendment. And there are additional cases, Judge, which I have for your review, which are closely aligned with NAPU, which is the seminal case.
Yeah, I'm familiar with those cases. Thank you, Mr. Carroll. If you want to,
Would you?
that's fine.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. The attorney is, I mean, he's doing a great job, right? I mean, his argument is fabulous, right? Sure, let's go ahead and dismiss this case because it's just predicated upon this lie. They only have this one person, it's her versus him, and it's a lie. She's lying. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to go. I don't think this is going to the judge. Obviously, as you can hear her, she's just like, So we're going to hear what her ruling is, but I don't think it's going to happen. A very nice try. I like your argument. You make a great argument. I like it. But there are steps that have to be met in order for, you have to indict the person. You go through all of these motions and stuff in front of the court. Now, again, apparently we heard that he had other attorneys. Did these other attorneys make these motions to dismiss, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? I don't know. But you would think that leading up to this, they would have brought these issues to the judge, and the judge would have been like, okay. But here we are. The prosecution's already done their case. So now he's saying, look, this evidence doesn't line up. This evidence doesn't line up. They haven't met their burden, but now he's arguing under the 14th Amendment. Let's see what the judge has to say. You don't want to hear what I have to say. Let's hear what the judge has to say. But it's not going to happen.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not going to be
Thank you.
dismissed.
Thank you.
Oh, prosecution gets to say their piece.
Your Honor, counsel has highlighted the Commonwealth's witness list containing 65 people, most of whom we did not call. I expect the same to be true of defense, and that is the nature of a case. When we want to make sure that we do not limit ourselves should evidence be required, we list a witness on that witness list, which is provided to the court well in advance of trial. In this matter, we call the witnesses that we believe presented the evidence clearly to the jury. We have presented the physical evidence collected, we've presented the DNA analysis, we've presented the blood evidence, and there is no requirement that we call a lead detective to present a narrative when we in fact have the person who was in the room to present that narrative. In this case, counsel argues that Juliana Perez Magalhaes presented false testimony. That's a matter for the jury. Counsel simply doesn't like what she said. That doesn't make it false. At this point in time, Judge, I don't believe that there's any merit to this motion, and we would ask you to deny.
All right. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I am familiar with the NAP cases and their prodigy. And
Good try.
the NAP cases are a little different from here because in those cases, they're based on a prosecutor's failure to correct testimony that he knew to be false. That's not what we have in this case. There's no evidence the Commonwealth is using false testimony. It's just the weight of the co-defendant's testimony that does go to the jury. I don't have any Brady violations at trial at this time, and none have been alleged. The Commonwealth has presented their evidence, which has survived a motion to strike, but I cannot find any violations of the 14th Amendment. At this time, the co-defendant did provide testimony as to a catfishing theory. The way the Commonwealth puts on their case is up to the Commonwealth. I don't have any evidence or showing that the Commonwealth has used any false statements, testimony that they knew to be false. So therefore, I'm going to deny your motion. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir.
Good
Are you
try.
gonna start with the,
So good try, right? He is zealously advocating for his client. That's what defense attorneys do, right? Let's throw everything at it and see what sticks, right? So good job. I mean, good job. But now let's put on your case. Rebuke what they've put on, right? Let's go. And as the French say, allons-y, allons-y, let's go.
the evidence, the exhibits?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Have we gone over them?
Yes, we have, Judge.
Okay, and do you have an agreement as to which ones you don't
There are
object to?
several that the Commonwealth would agree may be admitted. There are equally as many that the Commonwealth would object
So
to.
we'll just go one at a time. Is that the
Probably for the
easiest?
best.
Okay, all right. We ready for the jury then?
Judge, the Commonwealth does have a request.
Okay,
Our expert who testified yesterday, Iris Dallygraph, she has flown home, and we are asking that she be permitted to watch his expert's testimony through the live feed
Mhm.
so that she can then, if recalled
if
in
you have a full
rebuttal.
rebuttal. Any
Yes.
objection to that?
No.
Okay, no objection, so
Thank
that's
you.
fine. Thank you. All right, we're ready for the jury.
That was a nice ask. All right, bring the jury. Okay, we're not on 1.5 speed just yet. We'll see if we need to get there. We have a little bit of zoom room, but usually if we get to the 1.5, we might just catch up in real time. So we'll see.
Gentlemen, Mr. Carroll would like to start with submitting some evidence that was referenced in the Commonwealth's case, but he did not present to evidence, so he wants to put that in evidence now, okay? So we'll go through those exhibits.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Why does this have to be inside the presence of the jury? Is it going to be shown to the jury? I don't know. Each state does things differently, and I don't know, so I'll have to see what the... Okay, we're going... We are going to put this on 1.5, because, I mean, this is... Motion granted, Missy. Motion granted. Let's go. Is it at 1.5 already? It looks like it is. Okay. And we're still going at a snail's pace. Holy smokes. Okay. I don't know why it's acting up.
You don't have a screen? Yes.
Okay, that would be Exhibit 1. I'd move that into evidence.
Judge, we don't have a display.
We don't have a screen.
I'm sorry?
We do not have it on our screen.
Should be on witness screen. Is it showing now?
No, ma'am.
Technical problems.
Can you see it on your screens over here? Yes, you can see it in your back screen. There's something wrong with your monitor then.
Okay, we'll just step back.
Okay, that's fine. If that works, we can get,
Hold on.
you're attached. You can, it might
Oh,
just be.
Judge, there's no objection.
It
Your Honor, I'd ask that that be published to the jury?
is.
Okay.
so we're just going to stand here and put exhibits on the screen and show them to the jury?
Your Honor, sorry, is counsel intending that the jury read each of the 73 letters?
We're not had time for that, Mr. Carroll.
Okay.
They'll have them back when they deliberate.
Right.
And this is
Uh,
defendants too.
Defendants do.
All right, no objection from the Commonwealth.
Oh, dear. Oh, boy. Okay. We might have to put this on even more faster speed because we're going, oh, boy.
Defendants 3, Your Honor?
3, no objection from the Commonwealth.
Are these all the letters? We're not going to see them. All right.
Exhibit
We're
4.
gonna
No objection from the Commonwealth.
go up to 1.75. Sorry, there's not much that I
No
can
objection from the
do.
Commonwealth.
I don't know why they do it this way. Seems like a waste of
Exhibit 6.
time.
Again, no objection in evidence.
Exhibit 7.
Again, no objection.
I don't know why they just don't stipulate to it and say, okay, we're gonna. I don't know. I don't know the rules of evidence in Virginia.
Exhibit 9.
All right, again, no objection from the Commonwealth.
And I think Exhibit 10 is where,
If you could put it,
I'll show it.
Yeah, if you could put it on the screen, please. So I can see it. Okay.
My
First, Commonwealth
goodness.
objects As this is an incomplete exhibit, it identifies itself as being one of 3 pages. Only 2 pages are present. The last sentence on the second page clearly indicates there is more time that has been eliminated from
Do
the
you have the
exhibit.
third page to this?
I don't have it with me right now, Judge, but she's identified this as something that she wrote. She's identified, nothing's been excluded intentionally.
I understand, but there is a page 3 of 3 that's not there. So at this time, I'll sustain the Commonwealth's objection. If you at some point find page 3, we can readdress.
No objection to 11 through 15.
Okay, no objection 11 through 15.
Right.
This is.
How can the two of
11,
you move
sorry.
along?
Yeah, 11.
All right, in evidence.
Okay. You know what?
This is Exhibit 12.
In evidence.
Guess what? Guess what? We have some zoom room. You see this happening? We're just going to go
Okay.
right through it. There's nothing.
That takes us to 80.
Okay. We're just going to go. I make a motion. The motion is we're just going to go straight to testimony, okay? And all the evidence will come in and we'll see it as it plays out, right? So, I don't have a gavel. Motion granted. Thank you. Thank you. I'm in my own court. Welcome to Missy K's court, where she is the judge, jury, prosecutor, defense attorney, witnesses, defendant. I'm everything. I'm a little snippy today, a little sassy today.
Good morning, officer.
All right.
Once I get this video, I'm going to ask you to identify it.
Defense counsel or defense witness number 1. Did we introduce who this person is? Let's see. Okay. Sorry, we backed up.
Actually clicked
Okay,
fine. Initially, there
Officer
was a view
Beckner.
of that computer screen.
It might just be a loose wire.
Add my-
Oh, this court is
There we go.
May I just consult?
Yes, yes.
so many technical issues.
Are we good?
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right, now stop buffering. Let's go.
Other way. Just, there you go.
I think I'm at 1.5.
Are you doing this? I don't think there are any questions on this.
All right.
Video, I'm going to ask you to identify it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, could you state your name for the record?
Zachary
Right.
Beckner.
Thank you.
Why are we not introducing this person? Zachary Becker. Deep breath. Positive. Positive vibes. Positive vibes.
Do you, sorry,
Okay.
sir, do you see that? Sir, do you see that picture on the screen?
Yes, sir, I do know.
Do you? Sorry.
I'm just sorry, is this a video that's already in evidence, or is this video that you are,
This is, so there's, Judge, I'll just tell you, the Commonwealth moved in first 6 minutes
okay.
of
so
this video, and this is going to be a continuation.
All right, so
beyond
this, what would you mark it as your
that.
exhibit then?
I think we're at 84, are we?
Let's see. 82, if you want to go in order.
Let's go in order, yes.
Okay,
82, thank you.
82, okay, thank you.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to look at that picture and tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury if you can identify what you see there.
It appears to be body cam footage, sir.
Okay, and was this the body camera video from your body cam?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Okay, and this was on, what date was this on?
February February 24th, 2023.
Okay, and this is what, if anything, are you doing as you go in?
Don't say what if
I'm
anything.
about to enter the house.
Your Honor, he's identified the video. Can we publish this to the jury?
You want to commit it into evidence?
Yes.
Is it under seal?
I think it is
Okay.
because of the graphic nature of
All
it.
right, so 82, any objection, 82 under seal? All right, 82 in evidence, under seal.
Judge Penny, she's trying to run the court.
They're saying one of the patients is outside now.
So somebody's outside. In the back? Anybody else outside? Who else is outside? Anybody over here? Stay here. Who is the shooter? Who shot who?
I got a blowout kit if you need it.
Bring it up. Is there anyone else in the house? Any kids in the house? Ma'am, I need you outside now.
What do you need?
Get medicine in their mouth.
Scene full, the medics.
Sir, at this point, had you engaged in any duties at what you're seeing right now in the video?
Could you clarify what you mean by
What
this?
were you doing? What were you asked to do? What did you take it upon yourself to do?
We were trying to locate a chest seal in the medical kits that we carry in our cruisers.
Okay, and that's something that you had with you?
That's what the black bag is that I sat down on that bed.
Okay.
I don't know when you shot it. Who's that chest concealed? I need it from the back of your mouth. You got stabbed by him, so watch him. Guys, chest seal. We're looking for it, buddy. We're looking for it. Get balls. Get balls out. Up this way. Upstairs. Hey, chest seal. Hurry. Stay there. There's another one behind you. Hey, open this up for Balmer. I got the other one for him. Okay, go. He's breathing, so. We got one guy up here, gunshot wound, one female, smoking stabbing. Can someone do this for me?
I don't have anything.
Up this way. He's in the bathroom, up here.
I don't have a pulse on him.
He got on it. Multiple stabs on that.
I don't have a pulse on him.
Where's the gunshot wound?
I'm not entirely certain, sir.
Check.
Chest.
Okay. Hold this down. Let's work on her, okay? Sit it up.
You know, chest seal?
Yeah, whatever you have. Hey, get another. Hey, get more block kicks.
It's a lot of blood. It looks like it's probably from a lung. I don't even know what to do.
Okay, yep. Since we got this, kind of wait for medicine, talk with him.
I don't have a pulse. Medics expediting, or where are they at?
Hey, do a pulse on him.
No, not at all. What do you need?
Walking step in this one. So I need a whole total silence, so let's do the CPR. Who's still breathing? Don't know if it's right on the side. She's still breathing? We can feel blood moving. You can stop this. Yeah, we're gonna get her. Yeah, just keep breathing over here. Keep breathing. That's why we're moving. Grab him, take him downstairs. Oh my God. Are you hurt? Stand by. Sorry. Nope, there's no pulse. I think that doesn't definitely DOA. I mean, we can. I think that's maybe obvious over there.
Oh.
We want to get back that go.
Don't press this.
All right, that's fine. You want to get him on that? Yeah.
Lots of swearing going on.
Where's?
So we can't see it, obviously, but you can hear it. If you wear headphones, you can really hear everything that they're saying. I just need to pause for just a second because I could hear them working on Joe Ryan. And I just have to say that I just feel so sad and so sorry for the loss of Joe Ryan and his, my condolences go out to his family. The poor man, sadly, was there for an encounter and had no idea what he was entering into, which also goes to show that earlier on in the prosecution's case where they were talking about why certain people that were being contacted to have this encounter. Some of them said, let's meet in person, make sure everything's safe, etc. I mean, be safe out there, people. Be safe out there. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know.
This is not one word, no, there was two on the bed when I came in. Okay, this was got blood on it. So stay with him. I'm not sure if he doesn't know. Yeah. I'm trying to figure, where's the gun currently?
On the bed.
Firearms right here. Leave them right where they are. That's what we found them.
We moved them away.
All right, that's fine.
They were on the better end. We have a knife right there. Yep.
Hey Sarge, what's up? You want us to escort him outside? Yeah, right now we're working, so we can leave them. So, once they get started.
Got a knife here.
Yeah. Is there kids down there? Kids around the way. Go outside. We're gonna with them. You guys want me to go with them? That's fine. Zach, stay here.
All right.
What are we doing? We're gonna make sure no one's hurt in the house. Okay, all right. We're gonna get them down there.
Sir, that's the video that you previously watched, the Commonwealth's case, correct? Up to the 6-minute mark?
Yes, sir.
Okay, was your body camera continuing beyond that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and approximately how long did were you escorting Mr. Banfield that day?
Correct. I escorted him out of the house to the ambulance, rode in the ambulance with him to the hospital.
Your Honor, that clip was identical to what the Commonwealth did. I have the longer clip, and I'm just going to switch that out right now so we can go from this point and continue on with the
So
clip.
82 should just be your second part?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we'll keep this, what we just watched will stay as the Commonwealth's exhibit, and then now 82 will just be what you're going to play from here on out.
Yeah, from 6:42 on.
And you'll have a separate file? You have a separate file for that? for
Yes,
me? Okay.
I just have to.
Okay, so 82 will just be that separate file.
Okay.
I assume there's no
We didn't
objection
get
to
to-
continuing with the body cam?
No, ma'am, and just for clarification, what we just watched was Commonwealth 6.
Number 6?
Yes.
Okay, so that will stay at Commonwealth 6, and then whatever we're about to play now will be 82, and I assume there's no objection to the rest of the body cam?
Correct.
Okay. So 82 will be in evidence. Under seal.
We didn't get to hear the rest of what happened. Be interesting to see. Because I believe that he follows Brendan out to the ambulance.
Sir, do you recognize that as being a continuation of the video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
So she's gonna go up to.
Hey, can you check him out?
Yeah, I got more units here. We'll check him out. Sorry, I'll just walk through him. We're gonna have to get him out here.
Yeah, I know.
Can you give me a second? Don't touch anything else.
I'm not. Let me change my gloves up. We can get him out of here. The knife's there. Guns are on the bed. I got you.
We're gonna take him and stick him in the freezer. Yeah, I gotta hook him up, guys. Have him bring down.
Yeah, just give him a second.
I gotta put him on the monitor. Yeah, okay, go for it. Okay. So the fire department, they take over at this point? We're trying to just
Yeah.
So again, they're down there. What I want to do is get
Just
you
watch
up
what
there
you're
because
kicking,
I asked it. All right. Does that work?
I know what you got to do. I'm just.
You can't walk. We can wait a minute. You do that?
Now, was that you saying, watch what you're kicking?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and was that directed toward anyone in the room there?
It was directed towards the firefighter that you saw with the face covering on, the mask.
The one who came by you to your right?
Correct.
Okay, and was he tending to the scene over near Joe Ryan?
Correct. He was hooking up to leads.
Okay, and was there distortion of how it looked before he?
Objection leading.
All right, I'll sustain as leading. Rephrase.
When you said stop kicking, what were you referring to?
He had kicked some blankets out of the way.
Okay, do you remember the colors of those blankets?
I believe they were purple.
Purple. Okay, were they the only blankets or towels that were in that area?
I don't remember, sir.
Okay, you just remember him kicking.
Correct.
Okay, do you remember if he kicked anything else in the crime scene?
Not that I'm aware of. No,
Okay,
sir.
he stopped after you.
After I told him to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just giving you some fresh air right now as well, okay? So we can get you outside. Can you help him? Just be with him.
Yep.
Brendan
Now, you're
doesn't
holding
look
Mr.
so
Banfield,
good.
my client, at that time. What was the reason for you to hold him?
He was unsteady on his feet, sir.
Okay, did you hear him say anything or relating to his ability to walk?
At that point in time, no, sir.
No, sir?
No, sir.
But you, sometime later on in this video?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Doesn't look like he slept very well.
This is Vienna.
Easy.
Sorry, say it again. Hi, my office is in Vienna. Correct. Did you call my office? I need to call my manager. At some point.
It's the least of our worries right now, man.
We're just gonna get you in a cruiser outside in the air. We can breathe. You're okay, okay? You're not hurt? I don't think so.
We'll check him out when we get him over to the car. Watch out, watch out. What's wrong with your right leg, sir? I don't know, maybe. Okay.
I'm gonna be calling medic 436 to Reston Hospital.
Take some deep breaths, all right?
You need to sit down. Is there a way to get an update? Right now.
They're handling everything from here. He doesn't think so. We haven't had a chance to really do a full inspection quite yet. If you guys want to check him out. He's just a little unsteady on his feet, though. All right, let's do that then.
We're gonna go ahead and check this gentleman out in the back of the ambulance, okay?
Officer Beckner, had my client complained of any physical ailments other than having difficulty walking?
Just whatever he said was going on with his right leg. That was it.
And when you said you were going to go check him out, was there anything that caused you alarm that caused you to want to have him checked out?
I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
Thank you.
Where's my daughter?
Remember, at this point in time, the police don't know what happened. The police came in, they see that there are 2 bodies that need attending to, and that Brendan is in the bathroom. They don't really know what's going on. Still a chaotic scene. And I think the police did an amazing job. Assess the 2 that are having an issue, and then those who aren't having complete issues, let's assess them and then figure out what happened.
I think she's out there with him, so.
He asked where his daughter
Anybody else in
was.
the house other than your daughter and the other female?
So she's out there, Manny.
Okay. But it's just the 2 of them, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter.
One sec, we're gonna go around this door, all right?
Nice that you're concerned about your daughter now. Nice that he's concerned about his daughter now when he brought her to the scene.
So a little bit more on you, have to sit here, okay? Right here. As high as you can. Is anything bothering you right now? Okay. Were you hit with anything? A knife, anything?
No, I took the knife from him.
Okay. All right. So you're not hurt anywhere. Is that not your blood, correct?
I think it's.
All right. You want to slip this jacket off for me so we can evaluate you real quick? I'm going to keep your other foot up for me.
Yes,
So you
I
can
think
go.
it's yeah.
You got it, brother.
My bag and my car.
Pressure. All right. Have those two set up and say we're way and go to record.
Officer Beckner, do you know who took possession of the jacket when it was taken off of him?
Officer Hugh.
Officer Hugh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna take your watch off for now, all right? That's fine. So I can see. I give it to the officer standing behind you. Where did all this blood come from? You know?
I was holding her neck.
Okay.
Do we have any crossings that need to be covered?
511 Bravo, I've got one up at House
Taking
Avenue.
the hospital right now. They're not gonna have much of an update. We're gonna take it to the rest of the hospital, okay? Yeah. All right. I don't see any wounds on you. Just gonna check you out. Would you like to run out to the hospital?
Can I be with her?
They're gonna work on her when they get there. You wouldn't be able to see her immediately anyway. If you do choose to go.
Yes, I want to be with her.
Okay. Then we'll take you up there for evaluation then, okay?
What's going to happen to my daughter?
That I'm not sure. That's
As of right now, I believe she's sitting with one of our officers until we figure out what all is going on.
Take it back.
Taking that last crossing.
Hey, Doherty, it's going to be Drainsville at 8:50 to 9:20, right there in front of the Kiss and Ride.
Okay, squeeze real tight. We'll take all that off then. Take it off there. Okay. Sorry. Take this off from there. So just to confirm, nothing's bothering you right now, right? Physically, you weren't injured at all. Anything hurt you at all, man? They're trying to find out so we can make sure we get you help too. We're gonna need his No, you're good. You're good. Take your hands down. That's fine. You're not gonna be able to have it in the hospital anyway. I have cops. Okay. What department are you with? Department Treasury, Internal Revenue Services. Okay. Those can stay for right now. That's fine. Yeah. So before you roll, let me make sure they deconning what you have on you. Okay. I don't think I've got anything directly on me, but hey, Derek. Yeah. I've got Mags and his watch. If you want to hold on to this, I've got Mags and his watch. I'm gonna go with them to the hospital. Yes, department. I don't have an answer to that right now. I wish I did, but I don't. I'm sure they'll give you an update as soon as they can. The question is, would you like to go with us or would you like to go with the police? I can be with them. This is what the Mags have. What the bags of Mags have. What is he looking for? Just a plastic bag. What? Plastic bag. Just right now. Did we search him? No, I haven't searched him yet. Here we stand up. Sorry, man. It's fine. I'm good. Sorry. I know. Yep. I'll leave his badge on him. You know the procedure. We apologize.
I don't know why this portion is not public or why it can't be published to us. I mean, yeah, he's got blood on his hands, but we saw blood on Joe Ryan's hands. So why can't this be published to the public? But whatever. Here we are.
Knives or anything on you?
And you're with the Treasury. Okay. You get the bag. Yeah.
Anything on that side, Terry?
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, let's just. Yeah, he's got back in one. He's Treasury Specialist.
Officer, is there a policy about searching someone who was in an ambulance, or what were the circumstances that caused that search?
We were just trying to confirm he didn't have any further weapons on him, sir.
Okay, after he told
Yeah.
the fireman that he had the mags.
I believe that's what he said to him.
Okay.
You should. You should.
Yeah, I'll ride with him. That's fine.
My badge and wallet.
Okay, you should search him. You know why? Because you got two bodies that have injuries to them. You don't know who did what. You're trying to sort of secure the scene. Good job. You should. And not only that, but if he's going into an ambulance, you don't know what his volatile state is. And now he's going to, if he has weapons, he's going into an ambulance with medics and stuff like that. You should check him. I watched a lot of cop shows where that didn't happen. And then the medics were attacked. So good on you. Check him.
Keep my jacket. Your badge clip on your brother. We're gonna leave it on you, okay? All right, my credentials. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Just you can sit back down. You're all right.
I'm gonna follow him down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Unless
What would you mind? Right there. Zach, you got gloves on. Put his here. Put his stuff in here.
Not only that, but what if, I mean, in the circumstances, we're playing hypothetical. What if he is the perpetrator and he did use another knife on said victims and he has the knife on him? It's part of the evidence, right? I know it's chaotic and everybody's all over the place and whatever. They're doing a great job.
I'll follow you guys down too, so. All right.
Whoever's driving my car, it was actually.
We'll have to figure that out, so.
Sir, was yours the Glock 19 with the TLR?
Mine has the light, yeah.
With the light on? Okay.
My other gun. My other gun is my personal weapon.
Oh, that's the 43X?
Yeah.
So both those are yours?
Both of them are mine.
Okay, the ones that we saw on the bed, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, sir.
They're being polite now because they don't know who did what.
Obviously, you capture right there if you're gonna ride with us.
He's gonna get all right with it.
Just for evaluation, yeah.
Okay, sure. Good idea. Okay.
The demeanor changes once they know who did what.
Okay, yeah, command sergeant is on out here.
All right, we're gonna roll over the rest of the hospital then.
Okay, sounds good.
We're gonna Zach to the rest.
You going with that? Yeah.
We get to go over.
Yeah. To my knowledge, I'll just check real quick.
First name?
Hey, are we good to transport him to the hospital?
Last name?
Hey, LT or Givens, are we good to transport to the hospital?
The underlying medical conditions. Medical blood, hypertension, and cardiac issues. Taking medications right now.
Cardiac hypertension. I heard them say that. Sounds like Becker transported him to the hospital.
Call the hospital, let them know we're coming, okay?
We did. You could hear him in the ambulance going with them.
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I don't see why it would be an issue, but I'll pull off right now.
I wish we could see this. Kind of just sitting here watching him watch it.
They know you're coming, they know your wife, they know your wife is there, so be ready for you to get there.
As of right now, she's still over there. From what I understand, sir, she's there with the other officers. They're still on scene. I mean, as of right now, there's really no other information to explain to her. I don't think they're going to tell her anything. It's not a delicate matter, and I don't think anybody wants to upset her currently. She's on the floor. Yes, sir, I understand that.
Oh, he's crying.
Hey, Zach, copy on phone.
Go ahead.
Hey, the gentleman that you're with, do me a favor, once you get all this information, give me a call with that, please.
Correct. I don't have my phones on me. You spell your last name for me, sir? Appreciate it, brother. You're with the IRS, correct?
Wow. I don't have much to say. I don't have much to say. All I can say is this is very boring, and I'm very sorry. And trials are boring. I wish that we could see this But unfortunately, they didn't publish it to the rest of the world. So here we are listening to them transport him from his house to the hospital. And I don't see the relevancy in any of this. I guess supposedly to see his demeanor and everything after all of this had happened. Are we watching like an acting job here? Is this what are we supposed to glean from this? I don't know. And there's no pending questions to this witness. We're just sitting here watching this. I wonder if the attorney is standing at the podium watching this. I assume he is. And how long is this video? We should have gotten a pre-warning. Well, I hope that you're doing well. It is very cold outside. And did you know that there's a thing called, what did she call it? Tree something another. Where it's so cold outside that the sap in the trees then like I guess freeze and expand, and then the tree just goes boom. Tree bursts, tree something another. I did not know that was a thing. I've heard it. I've heard trees just boom. But didn't know that was a thing. So you didn't know that trees will burst in the, I don't know what it's called. Let's see if I can look it up while we're waiting. What the technical term is. Tree bursting probably isn't the technical term. Tree combustion. Tree combustion in the winter is an explosive cracking from freezing sap and winter burn, not actual fire. Freezing water in the sap expands, cracking wood with loud bangs, while the sun and wind causes evergreens to dry out in the winter. It's called a winter burn.
We'll head out because we're here, okay? I'll have you step back out this side door that we came in. Yes.
I didn't know that was a thing. So if your tree all of a sudden in the wintertime, you know.
Just wait right here for us. We're trying to find out what we're going to put you in. Can I see? No, not yet.
Any voters on channel 305?
Okay, now we're in the hospital. Sorry.
Stacy, any of that for me? You just said that she didn't make, I didn't hear what she said. So.
Yeah, got things, not probably easy to
Okay. Can you have someone check with him again?
Check what?
The status of his wife, man.
Hi, sir. My name is Gina. I'm one of the doctors here. Your wife has died.
What? Wow. Did you hear that? Like, quite. I mean, I'm sure, I'm sure that nurse or whomever she is does this quite frequently, but your wife has died. Just plain out, no empathy. Wow.
She's still at the scene, sir. She's with the other officers.
Would you be able to ask someone else to bring some pictures? That's the nurse.
We're still burning. Just heads up. Body cams are still on.
Okay.
It's okay. Just yell at me. I'll get out of your way.
It's hard to be reactive as a person watching this, knowing kind of what happened. But as I just said, a moment of peace for Joe Ryan, the same thing for Christine Banfield. She did not deserve this. Regardless of who did what, she didn't deserve this. And if speculation, allegations, if it went the way that Juliana Magalhaes has testified to, that they planned it and that he was the one that was unaliving her and that she didn't know Joe Ryan was coming over, the two of them are the victims in this case. And I mean with a capital VICTIMS. Yeah. Victims in this whole scenario. And when I think about these things, I think about what's the motivation behind somebody doing something like this, right? Why? He's an IRS agent, right? He's intelligent, right? He has done some things with crime. Granted, it's, paper crimes, right? Financial crimes. But dude, you know right from wrong, and you think that this scenario is going to happen, that you're going to put this plan in place, and that everything's just going to go back to hunky-dory normal. Consequences of your actions.
What's that one? Okay, no problem. You want just a napkin? Were you there at the time?
Yes.
You were there at the time. So is there any part that I can help? I can explain what happened when she arrived here, but you were there and it sounds like there was a lot of blood loss.
Yes.
And so I think that she died of blood loss. Her airway was actually okay. I'll call the medical examiner, of course, and we'll do an autopsy and make sure we know for certain. But
I was trying to like pressure.
yeah. I mean, those were enormous wounds, and it's not.
There were so many.
Yes, and the neck is not compressible, so it's not possible really to stop all the blood loss. And her airway, it seems like, was in the midline. Okay, she was able to be intubated. Everything that was possible to be done was done for her right away. You did a wonderful. You did everything that was possible. It's not a survivable injury.
Well, that was very comforting from her. I appreciate that.
Is someone with her daughter? Is her daughter?
Yeah, we still have officers at the scene with her.
Okay. Just want to make sure that she's safe.
Yeah, she's sick. Yes, ma'am.
She's on the floor.
Yes, sir.
And did you get hurt, sir?
I think so.
Are you certain? Did the person come after you at all? Did they hit you or?
I think he put his arm on me at one point, but I don't get hurt.
Yeah, sure. I'm here to tissues here. You want to wash your hands? Probably feel better after that. Soap right here.
Officer, is this the situation that the Commonwealth asked you about when you were originally on the stand?
About him washing his hands?
Washing hands?
Correct.
Yes. And you weren't advised by anybody in your chain of command to not allow washing hands or anything like
At
that?
that point in time, no, sir.
I'm sorry.
At that point in time, no, sir.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like she asked It sounds like she asked if he wanted to wash his hands, and him being there, he didn't know otherwise. I bet you he knows now. Everybody's a suspect until you clear them. You're a suspect. You're a suspect. You're a suspect.
How are you doing? I'm the first person here today. I'm so sorry. You want to just be checked out medically, right? I have a bracelet with your name on it. Brenda Banfield? Would you like me to call our chaplain?
Those Brendan's parents? We saw.
The person struck him once, but no idea that we need to do anything or anything like that for.
Verify that his right leg's okay. He's been having some, said it's been feeling weird.
Okay. Since this morning or before?
No, since this morning. I think
And then, would you be able to sit down for just a second? I'm just gonna check your vital signs. I'm sure.
Can I have tissue?
Yeah. Would you like me to get some scrubs to shape it to?
Yes.
There. You got it. I'm just gonna, you're gonna feel squeeze in your left arm. I'm just gonna get the pressure real quick, okay? I'm gonna check your oxygen level over here. So what's been going on with your right leg since it's happened? It's feeling hard.
It's like I'm having spasms right here.
I see. Okay. And where did the person hit you?
And I only remember my arm.
Okay. Okay. Once you're changing the scrubs, I'll just look you over there. But I see that you're walking and bearing weight. If anything, it's a bruise, or like you said, you have a muscle spasm because of the stress. Can you hold your fingers? Or can I get a little bit? I'm gonna let you get changed and get settled, all right?
I can't find out whether those are his parents or not.
Officer, is that Officer Baumler that was with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Your daughter and the pair have been taken to headquarters, so they're both accounted for. They're okay, so. Yep.
I'm gonna have to step out after the bags, and all that. When it changes.
Yep.
So I'm gonna see if I can get the bags. At this point, we can't let you do that, because we still have to investigate exactly what happened. Once the detective shows up and kind of talks to you, that's when you can let things, they'll kind of explain a little bit more in depth. We're not gonna answer any questions about what happened, but what we do have to do is, take photos of you, in the clothes that you have on before we change you in the hospital gown, and so, we're gonna do it, and there's no easy way to do it, but kind of as easily possible, so, I'm just gonna have to go get my county phone so we can get everything documented, and then basically should be saying the detective up, kind of ask you what exactly happened, because we're not gonna have to go numerous times and let them do it all. Okay, I understand that. I'm gonna go see if I can find some.
I got you.
My wife's parents are on their way to the house in point today.
Like Officer Balmer told you, man, as soon as we're able to, we'll let you make phone calls.
Yeah. I don't know what, I know they are coming, but I don't know what time.
Okay. I understand.
Is it someone needs to take pictures?
Yes, sir.
Before I change?
Correct.
Sorry.
He's up gonna go grab his tiny phone. Mine's all back in my cruiser.
Figured I didn't have to give you a brown bag.
I think he's getting one, but if you have one, that'd be helpful. Just bear with us for just a second.
Just 4 minutes.
Yes, sir. I understand. Balmer, the PR staff has brown bags if you can't find one.
Yeah, so we got a couple because we have to individually bag it.
Direct.
Is Valerie at least with Juliana?
I believe so, yes, sir. I don't see why they would have them separated at this time. Hey, boss, can you see if they can bring me a couple brown bags, the paper bags?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm done. Do you want coffee or tea?
I'll have some water.
I'm gonna have to see if Francis can come this way soon, so we don't do it on phone, but if not, next time catch is gonna wait.
Okay, bro. Gotcha.
Yeah, cool.
Gotcha.
I can't seem to find anything online about whose parents those are. We know that Christine's dad testified yesterday.
Okay, so we have crime scene detectives coming out, and nobody wants to take all the photos and all that and stuff, us doing it on phones, so that way, I'm on my way now, so we should be in the next couple minutes. Do you need like a bottle of water or something?
I think someone's
Yeah,
got it.
okay. Mr. Chairman, form. You have any other questions for us? I'm not able to answer right now, man.
Do you know who the person is?
I don't think he's been identified yet.
I can honestly say that we would not know that information, and at this point, even if we did, we probably couldn't get that information to you, that'd be the detectives that would let you know that.
He asked, "Do you know who this guy is?"
It's gonna be the EDP call.
Mr. Chairman, form. You have any other questions for us? I'm not able to answer right now, man.
Do you know who the person is?
I don't think he's been identified yet.
I can honestly say that we would not know that information, and at this point, even if we did, we probably couldn't get that information to you, that'd be the detectives that would let you know that.
This is gonna be the EDP call.
331 Bravo, can you start?
My name is Betty. Patient applicant, also chaplain. Yes, services. Yeah.
Can we say it for her? Can we say it for her?
Absolutely. What is it?
Christine.
Christine?
No, we have crime detectives with the photos. They'll be on a few minutes.
Do you have a specific community?
That's cool.
Gracious and loving God, come before you today in great distress. And Lord, we ask that you be with Christine and with her husband here. We ask that you surround her with your love, that she might feel that and know that you are with her. And Lord, we ask that you heal as only you can. We don't always understand your healing ways, but just ask that you heal her. And be with her husband now in such distress. Watch over him. Surround him with your love. Let him feel enough of that love. To carry him through not only today, but days and weeks to come. Lord, if you're a family or friends who can support him this time, please let them open their hearts and arms and provide that loving support that is so much needed. And this we ask in your name. Amen. We say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. I'm taking my card. And I'm here all day. Not to let it come down. Whenever you just ask me. You have no tissues.
There should be a few boxes of them around here for now.
I would like to take them anytime. You have a lot to process. Make some time alone with you. As I say, I'm here all day.
Mr. Banfield? Yes. Hi, my name is Mike Manganiello. I'm one of the detectives. My colleague, Detective Brian back there. Detective Hanson, I'm so sorry to meet you under these circumstances.
And sir, is that the entirety of your body worn camera from that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so did you manually shut it off when the detectives came in?
Correct.
Okay, and then uploaded it into the system?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions.
Any cross-examination?
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Just a couple of questions.
Oh, well, hello.
Initially, when we started this video, we started with the portion that the Commonwealth had previously played for you, where you entered the scene. Counsel asked you about your duties, and you responded that you were, at that point in time, working on trying to get a chest seal on Mr. Ryan. Is that correct?
We were trying to locate a chest seal for the female at the scene.
Okay. Were you the first officer to approach Joseph Ryan?
That day, I believe so, ma'am.
Okay. And did you place a chest seal on Joseph Ryan?
Eventually, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You didn't observe any blood coming from Joseph Ryan's chest wound, did you?
None until after I did CPR.
And his hands were folded over that wound, is that correct?
They were across his chest.
All right. When you made it to the hospital with Mr. Banfield, he was not treated for any injuries to his leg, was he?
No, ma'am.
Or any other part of his body?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. No other questions.
Any redirect? All right, is he still subject to recall, or is he done? Is he subject to recall? Or?
No, ma'am, thank you.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take our 15-minute recess. Just again, do not discuss the case and do not do any outside research, okay? Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to pause it right there because I need to get something to eat. So I'm going to pause the stream, not that you may or may not know, and then we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We're going to continue on until we get to their lunch break. So our Zoom is very small.
Right, just before the jury comes back, I just had a question I had, Shannon. On that video 82, it starts, there doesn't seem to be anything that needs to be under seal because it starts with him facing the bathroom and they walk out. If you want to review it.
Thanks.
I don't believe anything would need to be under seal.
I mean, we can review the very beginning, but you're just gonna have just that
Yes.
exhibit for
We're
81,
gonna make sure that it's
Just-
where we started.
where you started. Okay, all right, so we want. to go
After
under
the
seal.
fact, Judge, after the
We can
fact,
confirm
we
that.
at home.
All right, perfect. All right, are we ready for the jury then?
Yes, sir.
The players, sorry, players at home, we don't get to see it. It's all right. All right. Second witness for the defense. Who do we have? What item up for bid? What's the next item up for bid?
Your Honor, Officer Baumler.
Officer Baumler?
Yes.
Okay.
Officer Baumler. Oh dear.
Good morning, Officer Baumler.
Good morning.
I'm going to play a clip for you, and I want you to identify it first, all right, before we play the whole thing, all right?
Yes, sir.
A clip for you, and I want you to.
Did he get
Good morning,
state
Officer
your
Baumler.
name
morning.
for the court?
I'm going to play a clip for you, and I want you to identify it first.
Oh my
all right, before we play
gosh.
the whole thing, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We can't see anything on the
This is
screen.
not showing.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm going
we may
to
have solved
eat
this.
while
Yes.
they're doing this. If anything special comes on, I'll come back on, but I'm going to eat. You
Looking
don't want
at
to
that
hear me
picture
eat. You
before
don't want
you,
to
sir.
see me eat.
Can you identify this video?
Yes, that's my body cam video.
Okay, and this is from February 24th.
Correct, 2023.
From time to time, I'll stop and ask questions, but otherwise, I'm just going to have you watch, not the entire one. Yours goes almost an hour, like the previous officer, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, we're going to be quite a bit shorter.
You want to mark it as,
Mark it as Defense Exhibit 83.
okay. And is you asking to admit it into evidence?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
All right, any objection? But do you object to the admissibility of? Okay, so that can be an evidence. Is it?
Yes.
I don't know what it is, so does it need to be under seal?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so the body cam under seal in evidence 83. Okay.
Shot someone. There's a 34-year-old female that got stabbed by someone, and then he shot him. Here's another person that he shot, but he's on the ground. 50 Bravo, in round. Hit him.
Zach, come on, kid. Let them go.
Go ahead. What's your number? Inside or outside, or where they actually are?
Officer Baumler, that's the radio traffic relating to this incident that you're responding to,
Yes,
and you're gathering information as you hear that radio traffic?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Got it on the shoulder, boys. God, people. There we go. Come on, figure it out.
Bravo, the patient is unconscious. No, she was stabbed in the neck. She's upstairs in the bedroom.
Sorry.
And the subject that was shot is in the bedroom downstairs. Let me ask. Hey, Bravo. Better get that shield. Make sure they're not going to radio to yes.
Tank, we don't have time for a
Use the
shield.
shield device. Bravo has a shield. Picture the caller with the firearm down and
Guys, you gotta go a little faster.
Apparently the caller doesn't know the subject, and the caller's trying to help the female with the.
Now, at this point, is what you're hearing on the radio the only thing that you know about this?
Correct.
Okay, so there was nothing prior to you starting up your car and going?
So typically what happens is when we get sent a dispatch, it does come to our computer. However, when scenes like this happen, we try to get them as quickly as possible. So most of that information comes over the radio, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You gotta go. Drive a lot faster, better.
On 5 Bravo, Fairfax down is due to the wind.
What wind? Damn it, Zach. Go, Zach.
And just so we're clear, the body camera begins on what prompt?
So it can be activated one of a few ways. In this situation, it activates when the emergency equipment goes on, or you can activate it by pushing it twice.
Okay, and in this still, you're at the residence?
I'm just arriving, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you got one? Where's the shooter?
I can imagine that their adrenaline is going bazonkers. Plus, like, where's the shooter? Who's the shooter?
Yep. Well, I got voices inside. Let's do something quick. Stack up on me, I guess. Time, please, call out. Where's the gun at? Where's the gun?
He's an officer too. So he just, you know, this is going on.
Anybody else downstairs? Who else? Just us? Guns on the bed. Guns on the bed.
Sir, is that the first time you've encountered my client, Mr. Banfield?
Yes,
And he was tending to his wife at that point?
it appears so, yes.
All right. Catch up. We got it. Catch up. Jesus. Dude, give me a chest seal. Give me a chest seal. Yep. What else was she stabbed? Is there any other stab wounds? Tank, come here. Tank. She got multiple stab wounds to the neck. Okay. Secure those guns.
Ma'am, I need you outside now.
She's breathing. She's breathing.
What do you need?
Get medics in here now.
And sir, when you said that, you were talking about Christine Banfield's breathing, correct?
Correct.
Who shot? Who shot? Okay. Okay.
He grabbed my arm.
Who did?
He grabbed my arm when I started applying.
Okay. Someone get with him. I don't know where he shot at.
Who's that chest seal?
I need it from this neck right now. She got stabbed by him, so someone watch him. Guys, chest seal now.
We're looking for it.
Up this way.
Upstairs. I need chest seal over and
Just stay right there. Stay right there. Shoot. There's another one behind me. Yeah, I can't do anything with this right now. Can't do anything with this right now. Someone check my pulse for the guy behind me. She's breathing, so.
We got one guy up here, gunshot wound, one female, multiple stab wounds.
Can someone do this for me? I got one hand kind of tied up here. Up this way. He's in the bathroom, up here.
Where do you have chest seal?
He's on that. Multiple stab wounds on that. Ready? As soon as I let go. Ready? This one. Chest seal.
Another half.
Ready?
Go for it. Yep. Hold. Just fucking hold. Just sit in the tub. Just sit in the tub. Yeah, whatever you have. Whatever you got. Hey, get another. Hey, LT, get more blowout kits. Is there anything else that we know of other than this?
This one
On this female.
I don't know. I do not know. She might have defense wounds to the hand, but.
Everybody's down. No need for K9 or healer this one. K9 10. Yeah, that's right.
Just leave it. Just leave it. Where is it?
Tank, since we got this kind of weight from Max, can you talk with him? Shoot him.
Medics expedite. We have a pulse, anybody?
I could feel him breathing. Hey, do you have a pulse on him? No pulse. Okay, so you have
CP on, go ahead.
multiple stab
Your CP on.
Yeah, if you have everything, start going. Start moving.
This one, she has a pulse. All right.
Multiple stab wounds to the neck.
To the right, we have a multiple stab wounds to the left, you're the CPR gunshot. I felt the pulse when I was holding that.
All right, we have multiple stab wounds to the neck. We don't know if we have right here.
We don't know any other.
Stab wounds to the neck.
To the left? Yes.
Don't know if we actually have it.
Don't know if it's one of them aside. We don't know.
Hey, she's still breathing. We can feel blood moving. We can see her. We can see her cheek.
You stop doing CPR on him.
You guys good? Yeah, we're gonna get her.
Okay. Stay down. You risk.
Yeah, this. She's breathing over here. She's breathing. That's why we're moving. Grab him. Take him downstairs. Oh my God. Stand by.
Sir, did you have anything to do with moving any of the firearms?
I did not.
Did you see who did?
I do not recall who did.
Okay.
Sorry. No, there's no pulse. Nothing. There's nothing. I think that's definitely the way. So I think that's maybe obvious over there. Here.
Oh.
What do you want to do? You want to grab that and go?
No, this is. Don't risk this.
She's done. All right, that's fine. You want to get a rhythm on that? Yeah. I have a monitor. It's right there behind you. You had it? Okay. So where's?
Nope. There was two on the bed when I came in.
So same with him. He doesn't know. Yeah. Where's the gun currently?
There's two on the bed.
Arms right here. Leave them right where they are. That's what we found them.
We moved them away. They were on the bed. We have a knife right here.
Hey, Sarge, what's up? You want to escort him outside? Yeah, right now. We're not working, so we can leave him. Oh, okay. So one thing is, all right. Yeah, that's all right. Hey, very close to the escort him out.
Yeah.
Is there kids down there? Kids around the way. Go outside.
Sir, you accompanied Officer Beckner to the ambulance and all those sorts of things?
So in that situation, I believe what you're trying to ask is, was I in the ambulance with him? Can you clarify?
Well, so at some point, and we just watched Officer Beckner's video. I just want to make sure you went out of the house at the same time he did. Is that correct?
That is not correct, no.
Okay. Did there come up a time where you met up with him at the ambulance?
Yes.
Okay. And then your body worn camera was essentially the same after that? In
Yes.
terms of the hospital and all those sorts of things? Okay. Your Honor, that's the 12-minute, 36 seconds. That's defense exhibit number 83.
Okay, so you'll
And
probably
we'll-
for me to
we'll-
12:36?
yes.
Okay, to 12:36. All right, thank you. It's an evidence up to 12:36 then.
I don't have any further questions for the
All right,
officer.
cross-examination.
Good morning, officer.
Good morning.
Afternoon, I apologize. When you entered the room, Mr. Banfield was on his knees next to Christine Banfield, is that correct?
Yes.
But Mr. Banfield wasn't using that blue towel we see to staunch the bleeding from her neck, is that correct?
Objection to leading, Judge.
Okay, it's
It's
cross-examination.
cross-examination.
I do not believe he was, no.
Okay, and he wasn't using the nearby blankets, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and he wasn't using the sheets?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, nothing further.
All right, redirect. Okay, is this witness subject to recall?
No.
See subject- Okay, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you,
officer.
ma'am.
All right, your next witness.
Your Honor, I have a video that
Okay. I was eating while that was playing, and you don't want to see me eat. So, what is happening? They're getting this into evidence, which they kind of already do. So I feel like this is duplicative. We, of course, didn't get to see anything. And luckily, we stopped there. I thought for a second we were going to be sitting here for an hour watching nothing. But this is the way that trial goes. But then she came back on cross and she asked him like poignant questions about the towel and towel, bed sheets, etc. What's the purpose? I'm not really sure. Maybe just a different angle of what was transpiring and who was where and who was doing what, to kind of give like the context of what Mr. Banfield was doing. So we'll see. All right. Enough of me blabbing. Let's go here. I think we're still on, we're on 1.5, but we're getting catching
James
up.
and I talked about that.
Some sort of video coming in.
Judge, I think the witness that we need for this video is not here right now,
Okay.
so we'll just
Next-
move on.
Next witness.
My next witness is Leanne Singley.
who is Leanne.
You swear or affirm to testify truthfully in this case under penalty of law.
Number 3, Leanne Sigley. And apparently, the defense doesn't have to have anybody read their name or spell it for the record. Just go.
Bear with me a second.
Ann Singley, first name is Ellie.
Ma'am, can you please state your name, spelling your name for the court reporter?
Sure, my name is Leanne Singley, first name is Lee, capital ANN, last name Singley, SINGLEY.
And what is your particular professional discipline?
I'm a forensic scientist.
Okay, and what areas of forensic science do you specialize in?
So currently I work mostly in bloodstain pattern analysis.
Okay, and can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury about your
Battle of the experts. Here we go. This is great. I love it. I love it for them.
background and your training in bloodstain pattern analysis?
Sure. I guess I'll start with my educational background. I have a bachelor's degree in biology and a minor in chemistry from the University of Pittsburgh. I also received a master's degree with a concentration in forensic science from the University of Florida. In 1987, I was hired as a forensic scientist in the Pennsylvania State Police Crime Laboratory. So I'm just entering now my 39th year in forensics. I spent about 17 years at the State Police Crime Lab and received some training regarding various areas of forensics, but in specific to bloodstain pattern analysis, I started my education in that in 1993. Afterwards, I had basic and advanced training. I've had training in the math and physics of bloodstain pattern analysis, fluid dynamics of bloodstain pattern analysis, the interaction of blood on fabrics, so a fabrics training class, and other conferences and training opportunities I've had throughout the years.
Now, ma'am, do you have hold any titles on boards or anything like that relating to your professional associations?
So I'm a member, currently a member of the Organization of Scientific Area Committees, which is a federally convened committee that is assisting the bloodstain pattern community in setting down guidelines and standards of how the discipline should be performed. I've been part of that group for a number of years. Prior to that, there was a similar group that was convened federally called the Scientific Working Group on Bloodstain Pattern Analysis. That began in 2002, and I was a member from the inception of that committee up until that committee was replaced through the Organization of Scientific Area Committees, otherwise called the OSAC.
And groups like the OSAC and the previous organization, what's the intent of those?
So as I stated, the intent is to bring together subject matter experts to help to develop guidance documents, standard documents on how the discipline should be performed, or the training requirements that are necessary, other features of it. And it's not the only forensic discipline that does this. DNA does this, fingerprints, documents examination. They all have committees that are addressing those issues.
And is this all designed to have uniformity in terms of how it's being practiced?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Or what you just described, is that designed to have uniformity of how bloodstain pattern
Yes,
analysis
yes. I mean, it's supposed, the idea is that we would like all areas, all agencies or entities that perform this discipline to have a framework to which everybody will perform it the same way, or at least similarly, have the same standards that they would use to do what they do. Initially, Swigstain had a large international involvement, so it wasn't just the United States that was offering information into into this committee and into these documents. There was a large international component as well.
Okay, and Swigstain, the company that was the predecessor to OSAC, that stands for Scientific Work Group, Stains.
Yeah, so it's Scientific Working Group it was on bloodstain pattern analysis, but they shortened it to Swigstain.
Okay, and did you have any role in running that organization?
Well, as I mentioned, I was a member from its inception. In 2002, I served as the Quality Assurance Committee Chair for a number of years within that group.
And ma'am, have you ever been qualified as an expert to testify in court regarding bloodstain pattern analysis?
I have.
How many times?
So specifically to bloodstain pattern analysis, I'm not sure. I've testified over 90 occasions on various areas of forensics. Greater than 10 of those are bloodstain pattern, maybe more.
And have you ever been qualified in Commonwealth of Virginia?
I have not.
Okay. Have you ever done work within the Commonwealth of Virginia with police organizations?
Yes, I've conducted training for the Virginia State Police on a number of occasions in bloodstain pattern analysis.
Your Honor, I move Ms. Singley in as an expert in bloodstain pattern analysis.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, so moved.
Ms. Singley, you had an opportunity to see Ms. Groff's presentation yesterday, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you actually know her, correct?
I do.
Through your various affiliations.
Yes, sir.
And were you able to, in arriving at, well, let me show you a few things and see where we go from there. Your Honor, can we show that to the witness?
Yeah, it is shown to the witness.
Okay.
If you can make it a little bigger, it might help.
Yeah. Not that.
If you double click on the file name right there, you have. No, you're having the same problem.
I already have this on 1.5. I can't make it any
This is the
faster.
court's PowerPoint that's coming up. I don't know. Well, ma'am, did you have an occasion to review items in this case?
I did.
And if items of evidence relating to this case?
Yeah, so I received photographs, so I didn't actually have the physical evidence, but I did review photographs and videos and things of that nature that would expose me to what was evidence, turned out to be evidence in this case.
Okay. Your Honor, I think I'm gonna have to switch the computer just because of that PowerPoint thing that pops up. Can I have a 5-minute recess?
No.
Miss Penny, you're killing me. No, you don't get any breaks. Figure it out. This is hilarious. I'm dying. This is hilarious.
Ma'am, are you able to see a picture on your screen?
I can.
Did you have an opportunity to review this item as part of the evidence that you reviewed?
Judge, have we identified the photograph?
No, I think it's defense 80, at least that's what was marked yesterday.
83, I believe. Judge, is that-
80.
80? Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm going to have you look at what has been marked as Defense Exhibit 80. Have you seen that?
I've seen photographs of this item before, yes.
Okay, and what is it that you notice when you look at this item right here?
It's a knife, it looks like to be stainless steel, like a chef's style knife, and there appears to be transfer bloodstains or some irregular shaped bloodstains along the knife and the blade.
Now, in talking about bloodstains, is there a uniform terminology, or were there attempts to have uniform terminology as to what bloodstains are and varying other descriptive terms?
You mean the actual terms we use when we're writing reports? Yes, the organization that I mentioned to you earlier has set down standard terminology that we would use in the course of writing reports or training, or even just discussing bloodstain pattern analysis. And so that has been published.
And or is that how you find, do you find that the terminology is uniform amongst bloodstain pattern analysis?
The goal, that is the goal, that it would cause uniformity, and it has definitely helped since that terminology has been utilized or has been written and published. To say that everyone is using it correctly or abiding by that terminology, I can't say that for sure, but I can definitely say that it has, the ends have sort of, the end result has been what we had hoped it would be, and that is to cause the uniformity of that terminology across the discipline.
Now, did you have an occasion to also analyze or look at other aspects of evidence, like the forensic science reports and things like that?
Yes, when I do a bloodstain pattern analysis, the discipline itself is the study of the size, the shape, the distribution, location, appearance of bloodstains. But in the course of the bloodstain pattern analysis, we also have to include or consider what we call task relevant information. So information that is relevant to the bloodstain pattern analysis, not necessarily extraneous information, but those things would be like the autopsy report or medical reports if the individual wasn't deceased, or the DNA reports or other forensic laboratory reports that will help to actually include or exclude classifications and ultimate interpretations at the end.
Now, ma'am, if you look at the picture, there's a specific circle relating to an area of that knife that you've just identified.
Just for the record, you had marked that as 80A yesterday.
80,
The one with the circle.
80A, yes, thank you.
That's what you
Identified as Defense Exhibit 80A. Do you see that?
I do.
And do you recall any analysis that you reviewed relating to that particular area of this knife?
Yeah, this is the area of the knife that is at the base of the blade where the handle meets up, and it is one of the areas that was sampled for DNA analysis.
Okay, and did you observe any findings relating to that?
Yes, this area of the knife had DNA. The DNA of Christine Banfield and Joseph Ryan could not be eliminated from that sample.
And were there any others that were excluded from that sample?
I believe Brendan Banfield and Juliana were eliminated.
Okay. And is that what you're referring to? The next page?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's,
Your Honor, I would object. This is not
Well, I mean, he hasn't entered anything into evidence yet, but,
understood.
and I don't know what this would be marked as. Okay,
ADB
you already have,
or AD,
you have ADB, ADC, ADD, 82, 83.
I'll go ADE.
ADE. All right, he hasn't entered into evidence yet, he's just showing the witness.
And what do you see this is, ma'am?
It's the results of the bloodstain, the DNA report that addressed this area of the knife.
Okay, and that's a report that you reviewed in your analysis?
I did,
And this is a portion to highlight that particular statement?
yes.
Okay. And ma'am, is this also from the report?
Are you going to mark this something?
ADF?
What happened to
Did you
D?
have a chance to review that?
Yes,
Okay, and is this also a report that you reviewed, a portion of it?
yes.
Okay, and what does that tell you?
Again, it's indicating that Christine Banfield,
Your Honor, I would object to the witness reading from a report that has not been admitted into evidence and is not the complete
Okay, I'll
report.
sustain that
That's
objection.
fine, that's fine, Judge.
I agree with that.
And ma'am, did you have occasion to review the Office of the Medical Examiner's report relating to Joe Ryan?
I did.
Okay, and what, if anything, did you observe in your analysis relating to the pictures from the Office of the Medical Examiner?
Well, I looked at the photographs of Joe Ryan at the autopsy examination, and in part of that, I was able to review the injuries that he sustained.
Okay, now the topic of self-wounding came up with Ms. Graff yesterday. Is self-wounding something that is often found in knife injuries?
Your Honor, objection is to leading.
Well, I'll sustain it's leading if you want to
Okay.
rephrase.
What, if anything?
Oh, no. No, no, no,
do
no,
you
no.
find as-
No, 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 no. Okay, if you have watched the Karen Reed trial 1, Adam Lawley always said, what if anything? What if anything? Now, just FYI, this dude was a former prosecutor. The what if anything is so... It's like a crutch.
as an expert in knife-related wounds?
So in knife-related activities, investigations that involve sharp instruments, so knifings, things like of those nature, we often see the assailant, it's not uncommon for the assailant to self-wound during those. In fact, when I'm training individuals, it's one of the things I train law enforcement investigators to ensure that they look to areas of the crime scene that may be far further away from the victim's bodies to find an isolated blood drop or things like that. So we know this to happen, and it can happen in various mechanisms during the activity that's going on in terms of the criminal investigation. But it's not an uncommon occurrence.
Okay, were you able to note where the
Okay. So, if you know the Kohberger case was that Brian Kohberger unalived 4 University of Idaho students with a knife, and he used a K-bar knife, which is huge, right? And it had a hilt on it. It had a hilt would be sort of like the end of where the knife is, where the end of the handle is, and then the knife continues on. And there were, in the pictures of Koberger at various places in Idaho/Washington, he was shown to have bandages on his hands after the event had occurred. Plus, his hand was swollen, and people who were associated with him in his PhD program, students and or people he worked with, said he had cuts on his hand. He used a knife. So again, I do wonder, Brian Banfield did not have any injuries. He had no cuts on his hands, but I do wonder if he was wearing gloves. It hasn't come up. I'll go back just a second here.
During the activity that's going on in terms of the criminal investigation. But it's not an uncommon occurrence.
Okay, were you able to note where the injuries were in your examination for Joe Ryan?
It was on his left thumb, I believe.
Anything, did you observe anything else?
I think it was a puncture. It was listed as a puncture wound.
Now, is that the puncture?
So, sounds to me like they're claiming that Joe Ryan was the assailant, right? Joe Ryan was the one that had the puncture wound on his hand. Did Joe Ryan, was he the one that used the knife to unalive Christine?
Puncture wound that you're talking about?
I'm sorry, I can put it back on.
Sorry.
What, this,
This would be 80F.
it was 80B yesterday.
80B.
Okay.
So this
Not-
photo here that you have
Yes,
now,
this is
Not EDB, not Emily. No, not EDB, not Emily D. Baker. No. 80. Sounds like EDB, right?
80B.
the wound was listed as a central cut puncture of the palmar aspect of the left thumb, and that is what's being depicted here.
Okay. And if ADF, Judge, would that be the next in line?
You have one marked AEC, which I had put down as finger of Joseph Ryan, and I'm not sure if that's the same picture that you used yesterday when you're showing the other expert.
I'm not certain either, Judge. What's the next one, ADD?
Well, we'll do ADC. I mean, we can make this ADC, that's
ADC,
fine. You haven't
yes.
entered it in evidence yet, so ADC.
And ma'am, is this a picture that you've observed in your analysis of the documentation relating?
Poor Penny.
Yes, these are part of the autopsy photo.
Judge Penny is like, I know I'm the keeper of records, but dude, you got to keep your own records. I hear her sighing.
And is that the same injury that you've previously discussed and identified?
It's on the left. Yes, it's in the same location.
And what is that picture of, ma'am?
It's another photo of a different orientation of the thumb.
Okay, so the same injury,
What do you
It
want
appears to be, yes.
What we want to mark that as?
ADD,
You have a D, you have an E, and you have an F.
ADG.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. The record is going to be bonkers.
Now, ma'am, in your review of the body, so let's just go through, what did you review? Or did your review include body worn camera?
It did.
Okay. Were you able to review body worn camera to determine if there were any injuries to Brendan Banfield's hands?
Yes.
Okay. What if anything, did you find?
Well, I reviewed the video, the body cam video that took him into the ambulance and the they specifically looked at his hands for injuries, and the, I guess it was an EMT, whoever was in the ambulance with them had indicated there were no injuries.
Okay. Now, ma'am, if you could take a look at the screen.
Ma'am.
This is the full Office of the Chief Medical Examiner report. Have you had an opportunity to review
There's
that?
nothing on the screen. There's nothing on the screen.
He needs a technology person. He needs, I forgot the gentleman's name that was in the Karen Reed case that they brought along with them. They brought their own technology person, which I think was very smart. He needs a technology person. They're whispering. I believe I'm at 1.5. I don't think I can make this any faster. Oh, I have it. Oh, I don't. I have it at normal. Sorry. Let's speed her up. Whoa. Sleeping on the job here. Oh dear. I don't think I can speed it up. I think I'm on. I think I'm caught up.
That's when he was there.
No, I think I'm touching the wrong thing. Okay. Ma'am, can you see the picture on the screen?
I can.
Okay, and you recognize that?
This is the DNA report.
Okay, and I'm going to scroll down. Is this the area down here where the cursor is that you previously reviewed?
Yes.
Okay, and that informed your conclusions as to the blood stain near the handle and the handle juncture?
Yes.
And ma'am, can you see this on your screen?
I can.
Okay, and you've reviewed this. This is the report of June 9th, 2023 of the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner?
Yes.
And I'm just going to scroll down. Ma'am, looking at where the cursor is on the screen, is that what informed you as to the exhibit previously?
Yes, this is an area that describes additional injuries.
Okay. Now, did you have an opportunity to review a report from DLI, a private laboratory?
I did.
Okay, and in that report, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what was the sample that they were providing?
So in the DLI report, there was a sample that that was collected by them on the area of Joe Ryan's jeans. That was the waistband, I think interior and exterior waistband zipper, and I believe the button area. But the significance of their sampling was that in their report, they stated that the sample was taken avoiding staining, meaning that they were not trying to collect staining. They were trying to avoid stained areas of that part of the jeans.
Okay, and what would you say about avoiding the staining and still having a laboratory analysis? What are they looking for?
Typically, they're looking for a DNA source that's not coming from staining. So touch DNA, or sometimes they'll do it just to determine who the wearer is of an item of clothing, or sometimes they'll do it just to see if somebody touched that area, that they're curious if they can find the DNA from that individual.
Okay, and do you recall the results of that report?
I believe the results of that area, that included DNA sources from Christine Banfield and Joseph Ryan, but Brendan and I believe Juliana were both eliminated.
Okay, so let me kind of shift gears here about bloodstain pattern analysis and what you do when you first start out doing it in a case.
You mean my general methodology of how I
Yes.
do an approach? So when I get a case now, and currently I get a case, I want to know as little information about the case as possible. So I try to limit whoever is requesting it from me to just the information that I need to know in terms of the blood stain. So typically that might be like how many individuals were injured, or if there was more than one deceased, more than one bleeder, what their injuries might have been, things of that nature. And then I will get whatever materials are provided to me. I start looking through the photographs, determining what I can say or maybe not say about certain pattern types. We call that the characterization. We characterize them, as I mentioned, through the size, the shape, the distribution, location of the stains. We look to see how they might correlate with each other. And then we begin or attempt to list a classification or classify them in what might have caused them. So earlier I talked about those characteristics, and I think it's important to understand that bloodstain pattern analysis is answering a very different question than DNA analysis. DNA is answering the who, the BPA, the bloodstain pattern analysis attempts to answer the how. So how the bloodstains got to a location. So once I've done that initial preliminary classifications or some idea of what I believe this might be coming from, I'll then incorporate in things like the autopsy report, DNA analysis, that will help us to refine that classification, maybe eliminate some things that I might have kept in the running in terms of a classification. Then at the end, we discuss what those classifications mean in terms of the DNA and what we might be able to interpret in terms of individual events or things that happened at a particular crime scene.
Now, can you see the picture that's on the screen there?
I can.
Okay. Your Honor, I would identify that as Defense Exhibit 84.
I believe it's already the Commonwealth's Exhibit 173, is that
So
correct?
Judge, the original picture was admitted as Commonwealth 173.
Okay.
His manipulation of the picture to show the cropping side by side with the original is not.
Okay, so,
specifically neither of those.
all right, so what number did you want
I
to
think
make?
84 was the next one.
Yes, okay.
Ma'am, can you describe what you're seeing there on the screen?
Yes, this is the left forearm of Joseph Ryan and bloodstains that were on that left forearm.
Okay. And did you create this side-by-side comparison?
I did.
And what was the intention of that? What were you trying to show?
Just it gives an overall of the arm. You kind of see it in that perspective. And then just I put a square around the area that I cropped so that you could kind of see it, how it related to the arm in total.
Okay. Your Honor, can I move that in as Defense Exhibit 84 and publish it to the jury?
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, 84 in evidence.
Can you describe what you're looking at for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and what it is that you do in analyzing something like this?
So first, let's start with what I do when I'm analyzing something like this. Again, I know I'm sounding repetitive, but I look at things like the size, the shape, the distribution, location, and certainly take into consideration the target surface. We know that that has a profound effect on what we see. So we have to think about that when we're looking at things like size and shape, because it can change depending on what the target surface is. This target surface was a bit unique in the sense that it was a forearm that had quite a bit of hair on it. So it provided a different surface than, say, a flat table or even carpet. It tended to have an influence on what we were seeing.
Now, what is it that what is it that you can say about this stain pattern?
So
based upon
I
your
just
review?
described what I saw here, which was a linear series, so a series of some irregularly shaped drops or stains that were located on this arm. I did not use the word drop. I used a series of irregularly shaped smaller stains, because if you look at it closely, the stains themselves are almost three-dimensional in shape, because they in areas were clinging to the hair on the arm. So it distorted what we can see in terms of its true shape and true, like even the size of it. It was, well, there's no measurement in here, so we really don't have a true size.
Okay, and so in determining what exactly this stain is, you would want measurement?
Well-
and you would check out what the surface is?
Yeah, I mean, we don't always have measurements. Sometimes they're not there, and we can use things in the area that can sort of inform what our size might be. But I don't have a true size. I did call them smaller because they appeared smaller compared to things around it in the area. But yeah, I mean, certainly the more information you have, the more data we can use to then make a classification.
Based on the information that you had relating to these stains, is it possible to make a classification?
I did not make a classification, and this target surface did not lend to classifying these stains to a specific mechanism.
Now, let's switch gears a little bit. In terms of how blood falls on things.
Okay, but she didn't say, and maybe they'll get to it, so maybe I'm preempting, but remember that prior witness, this daily graph, Iris daily graph, said that they were transfer stains, right? I believe that's what she said about the arm, that they were transfer stains, that they weren't necessarily. She kind of says that they're circles. So if they're circles, are they droplets of blood? But she didn't classify them. So let's see if he can get her to narrow down and say what they are.
Can you opine as to what kind of pattern would be created if someone put blood onto a surface?
Put blood on how? How are you? I mean, touching a surface? If it
Holding blood and dropping it?
If an individual had, say, blood in their hands that had enough volume for it to release, like if it were to just drop to the ground, we would call that a splash pattern. So it would be a large volume of blood that is falling due to gravity. It's not, you'd have to be careful to not include their hands swinging, because if their hands swing in that process, now you have cast off, which is blood being released from an object in motion. If it's just merely falling onto the surface, then you would get a splash pattern. And that usually will then have sort of a parent area of where the volume of the blood is. And then because that parent area was created with blood sort of collapsing into itself, it'll create satellite spatters around that area.
Okay, and have you worked with those kinds of patterns?
Yes, I mean, I make up mock crime scenes for my training, so I've created them myself by doing that.
Now, is it plausible for someone to scoop up blood and carry it to a deposit somewhere?
I'm sorry.
Objection, leading.
All right, I'll sustain as to leading.
What, if anything,
Just ask her.
well, first of all, let's just talk about how would one scoop blood?
I don't know how you would do that.
Okay.
And scoop it up from something like, I mean, it's a fluid. I think it'd be difficult. It's not like you can, like you have a dustpan that you could, you know what I mean? When I think of scooping in in that nature. I just think in terms of if I had spilled something on my floor in the kitchen, I wouldn't be able to.
Okay. The term scoop, I think, comes from, I'm not sure who said it, maybe the prosecution or somebody said scoop. They were talking about Brendan Banfield, like scooping up the blood from her and putting it on him. So why doesn't he just directly say, or hypothetically, or say, my client's being accused of putting blood on him. Did the blood get on him?
Pick it up with my hands, if that's what you're asking me.
Okay.
Tap dancing around.
Does the surface that the blood is on, does that, I mean, you're saying you don't know how it can be scooped, but does the surface matter?
Yes, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you have the blood on something that's porous and absorbent, then there would be less blood that you'd be able to even scoop, if you will. If you know what I mean, there would be less blood. You wouldn't be able to access it because it would be soaking in to an absorbent surface.
Okay. Have you ever experienced in blood stain pattern analysis someone scooping blood and pouring it in another place?
No.
What would be the difficulties of that if that were to have happened?
Well, I think getting it into your hands to begin with would be a challenge, and then transferring it.
Your Honor, I would object at this time. Calls for speculation. She's just testified that she's not had any experience with any scooping of blood. So I'm not.
Speculation.
I think her expertise in blood spatter analysis gives her an opportunity to opine as to how it could be done if it was.
I'll sustain that, for that question, I'll sustain the objection if you want to rephrase.
Blood as a fluid, is it possible to pick it up?
Why are we talking about
Pick it
picking
up.
it up?
Pick it up on, yeah, I mean, I think it's different. I think the difficulty here is, of course, you can touch blood and it picks up onto your fingers, right? Like if you, as a transfer stain. I think the fact that it's a fluid, the challenge is that if you're trying to collect and keep it in the confines of your hand, the first part is getting it into your hands, and the second part is not having it seep back through your fingers, out of your hands. Does that make sense? So like, the only thing I can use to describe it is when I'm making a mock crime scene, sometimes we'll put blood in our hands and make like an impact pattern from it. And just putting small amounts in the hand, it's difficult to contain it in the hand, even in doing that, right? So that's about the closest I can get to having an experience of what it's like to actually, and that's when we pour it into our hand from, a cup. I know this sounds a little, we do this because we use real blood when we do training. So I know what it's like to have blood in the hand, and trying to work with it in that way. It's a challenge.
Ma'am,
Okay. And,
ma'am,
and
hold on just a
to follow
second.
through with,
Ma'am, I have a question. How do you get that blood? Is this like people who like donate blood to your cause? That's very interesting. Do you get it from the blood bank? Question. Can you answer that? I'll back it up.
It's a challenge.
okay. And
Listen, I know you had that
so
question too.
Just to follow through with your example, what is it that you're trying to show when you would do these trainings?
So all I'm doing is, or me or my co-trainer will put in there, because we're going to ultimately smack it to create an impact pattern. And by putting it in your hand, you're able to place your hand in a mock crime scene to kind of mimic where somebody might have been beaten or something like that. So we're using it as a training tool for that purpose. It was just an example of the challenge of keeping it contained within the palm of your hand.
Okay. Now, going back to your review of the evidence in this case for purposes of blood stain pattern analysis. Did you see anything that indicated that Joe Ryan not being involved in the stabbing?
Oh, that's,
Yes, I'm sorry, objection, leading.
All right, I'll sustain as to leading.
Okay. What indications, what if anything, do you look at to determine
Crutch.
if someone's involved or not involved in an incident dealing with stabbing?
I think maybe I would like to answer it in the methodology of how I look at a bloodstain case. Once I've evaluated the pattern types and come to some classifications and come to some interpretations of how they might relate to each other, I might be asked, or sometimes I'll even have information, like I might have had in this case, to look at it and think of it in terms of statements that were made, or in that we had information from the body cams that I had when I was looking at that. So when I do that, I can kind of evaluate the evidence to see if there's anything that sort of doesn't seem to align with one way or another, or some things that, not necessarily that do, but more looking for the things that might raise, quote, the red flag, like kind of go, oh, this doesn't seem to align with.
okay. She's not answering the question. We want to know the blood that's on Joe Ryan's arm. Is that something that was put there? Did he transfer it there? Did he get it from stabbing? How did the blood get on his arm? And they're doing everything but answering that question. They're so like tap dancing around it. It is frustrating and annoying. You are losing the jury.
That, maybe I need to do some more exploration or find out more information about that. So that's what I did in this case.
Okay, and did you, and it sounds to me like you're looking for things that rule someone out and things that stay with the possibility of being one of the people there.
Yes.
Okay. In your pattern analysis, bloodstain pattern analysis, did you find anything that would exclude Joseph Ryan as being involved in the stabbing?
Objection calls for a final conclusion, goes to the.
If you want to approach.
Yes, please.
I don't have any Zoom room. I'm sorry. Oh, I have a little bit.
Ma'am, you had an opportunity to listen to Ms. Graff yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Now, in terms of your discipline of bloodstain pattern analysis, is it your experience that everything can be labeled based upon an analysis?
Judge, objection is to leading.
What, if anything,
I'll sustain the objection. Go ahead.
yes, what, if anything, is your experience as to labeling every aspect of spots, even if they're not tested?
I'm not sure what you mean by labeling. You mean classifying them?
Classifying, sorry. That's,
I'm sorry, state again. So what is my experience regarding whether you can classify everything
yes.
in a crime scene? Oh, no, many times we can't classify certain stain patterns because of some of the things I already mentioned. It could be the target surface, the amount of stains that we have, the other data that isn't just available for us to form that classification. So that's not uncommon. And we can't really classify every single blood stain. We don't attempt to in many cases. We could be doing it a long time if we tried to identify or even address every blood stain that's at a crime scene.
Okay, and in listening to her testimony yesterday, did you have any agreement or disagreement with what she said about certain blood stains?
There were certain blood stains that I did not provide a classification for that she did.
Okay, and are there any in particular that you're speaking of?
Well, the forearm stains was one area. The 4 irregularly shaped stains that are on the forearm, she provided a classification for as being drip stains, and I did not.
Okay, and why did you not provide a classification?
Again, as I stated, the target surface here really distorted or what we were able to see to get that sort of well-formed circular stain that you would be looking for to be able to say that it's a drip stain from the exclusion of all other mechanisms. Because once you've classified it as a certain mechanism, you've excluded everything else. I didn't feel there was enough information here for me to do that. And this target surface, it would be inappropriate, I believe, to do that because the target surface was not ideal for being able to do that.
Now, if you didn't have enough information, would it be possible after the fact, which is what it was?
Objection is to leading.
All right, I'll stay in the leading. Is this a good time to take our lunch break?
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our lunch break for an hour. Please do not discuss the testimony with discuss the case with anybody, and don't do any outside research, okay? Thank you.
All right. Okay, this morning is kind of a dud, right? Not really much has happened. We're off to a very slow start. So first we had Officer Beckner. Beckner just basically was the dash cam, or it's not dash cam, the body cam video of him taking Brendan Banfield from the house to the hospital. You could see how upset Brendan was. You could see him reacting to when he was told his wife was dead, and the reaction to like what happened to her, and then him asking about his daughter, and then talking about who is the guy. So that is interesting in the context of, from the defense, his demeanor. What is he doing? His reactions. Is he genuinely upset? Is he faking it? What's going on? So the jury got to see that. We didn't, even though it wasn't necessarily a redacted thing. Then we had Officer Baumler, and basically it just was that he came in to give another perspective of the body cam footage. Now we have Leanne Singley, who is a blood stain pattern analysis, and only till just this last second, she is saying that she stated she cannot classify the stains that are on Joe Ryan's arm because unfortunately they are, there's just not enough information for her. There's not enough information for her to know categorically what that is, even though yesterday Iris Daily Graph made a classification. I feel like she said it was a transfer stain. So that is where we left off for the morning of this. We're going to end this. I'll post it, so hopefully you can see it. But make sure you like and follow if you want to subscribe to hear more about this case and more cases that are coming up. The year's just begun. See you in a bit. Thanks for watching Legalese 1, 2, 3. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe for more content.